guys, thanks for tuning in again. My name is Kunal, and today we're going to talk about a very special product that has completely changed my life. And today's video is going to be all about the SurfyBear Classic Reverb Unit. Now this thing right here is very special because it actually has springs in it. So it's an actual spring reverb unit and it's meant to sound like the old Fender reverb units. But as you can see, they have a full blast spring pan. But the difference between this one and a Fender reverb unit is that this one is powered by FET transistors, whereas a Fender reverb unit would be powered or pushed by tubes. But the people at SurfyBear have done their magic and they made this unit sound exactly like a Fender unit. In fact, I prefer this more than a Fender reverb coming out of a Fender Princeton or a Fender Deluxe reverb. Don't get me wrong, those sound incredible, but what this offers you is more tweakability and you can get the exact reverb tone that you want to. Not only does it sound great, it also allows you to do a lot of things with it. As I said, it's very versatile because you have a tone knob, you have a mixer and a dwell. So the tone is the brightness of your tone, the mixer is the amount of reverb that you want, and the dwell is the length of the reverb. Now, this is not true bypass. It will color your tone if you go straight from this to the amp. And that means if you turn it off, then your signal will be cut off as well. So if you don't want reverb, and you have this plugged in into your signal chain, you would have to turn the mixer down. But who doesn't want reverb, especially this one? Now, basically, it will color your tone, but for my intensive purposes and for my usage, I actually really like the way it colors my tone. It rolls off some treble, and it just makes my amp, especially my Birdsong Merlin, which is a 5-watt Tweed Champ copy, it makes it sound incredible and really nice and really smooth. But the most valuable thing is it just opens you up to a plethora of amps that you can choose from that simply don't come with a spring reverb. So any Marshall that you like that just doesn't have reverb, you can plug this in the effects loop or in front of it if you're using the amp clean and have a great time. You can basically buy any Tweed amp, any Fender Tweed amp, and put this in front of it, and it's going to be amazing. So this unit right here, which is not that expensive but also not affordable, will open up a lot of possibilities for you if you're looking for a new amp. For me, for example, I like Tweed amps a lot. I like the mid-range that they offer, hence why I play my Birdsong. But it doesn't have any reverb. You can remedy that with a pedal, but this makes it sound completely different. It just, as I said, since it's not true bypass, it also affects your tone, affects your high end, but it just gives you this amazing tone that I cannot play any other reverb at the moment. I can certainly recommend this product to anyone because first of all, it looks really cool. It's just cool to have. I mean, look at the thing. Second of all, it sounds amazing. It can basically do anything you want a spring reverb unit to do. It can do the amp reverb thing, it can do ambience, and it can do the surf springy drippy thing, which I'm gonna show in a couple of clips in a minute. I am totally in love with this, as you can probably tell. And as mentioned before, the third point that I have about this reverb unit is that it is more practical than a Fender reverb unit. It's more affordable, and it can open up a lot of possibilities when you're going for amp shopping. To top it all off, it comes with a really nice gig bag that you can transport the thing in. It comes with a foam thingy for the springs to be intact and to be safe while transporting it. There's actually not much more to say about it, just the fact that I love it. So let's hear it in action. I have a couple of clips that I want to show you, and the signal chain goes from my guitar, the Squire Classic 550s with tone hatch pickups, which in my opinion are the best pickups, especially the P90 in that is amazing. And from that, it goes to my pedal board, and the only pedal that is on all the time for all these clips is the Volta Effects Blue, which is my favorite overdrive of all time. With this amp, with the small tweed amp, it works really well if you have the level down and the gain down a little bit. So don't crank it more than 12 o'clock, and you're just gonna have this amazing saturation, amazing fullness coming out of that pedal. I'm gonna do a video about those pedals really soon. They're long overdue, but Volta Effects are basically my favorite pedals when it comes to overdrive and distortion and compression. First clip, amp reverb tones. Let's go. Now the second clip I want to show you is more of an ambient tone. So I did crank up the mix a little bit and the dwell a little bit, and I got this tone for more of an ambient type of playing, and that will work out really well if you're playing by yourself and you just want to have a good time. Crank that reverb up and just enjoy it. So that's how it sounds like. Last but not least, I mean, it says SurfyBear on the pedal, so let's try to play some surf music. I suck at it. I'm really bad at it. I never play surf music, but this pedal just pushes you to do that as well. So let's hear how that sounds like, and let me know under the comments down below if you like it or not. Alright, so that's going to be it for tones for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and don't worry, there's going to be a lot more coming out of this reverb unit because, as I said earlier, I have it plugged in permanently, so everything, literally everything, goes through this first and then through any of my amps. Now there's one thing I want to say about this pedal if you're considering to buy it, or if you buy it. So if you buy it and you get it, please make sure to spend a lot of time with the settings. These settings, these knobs, and these parameters are very sensitive. So if you want to adjust the tone, for example, don't just jump from 4 to 6. Just make sure to try out every possibility from it, because there's a lot of hidden nuances in it. So if you want to have a great time, and if you want to find the perfect reverb tone, spend some time with it. I've noticed that the tone knob really helps with guitars with humbuckers. It just tames the peak and the high end that they have, and it makes the reverb sound really, really nice and smooth. Just like a normal old school reverb unit, it's very sensitive to output. It's very sensitive to what you put through it. For example, some modulation effects like rotaries and stuff like that really trigger it in interesting ways. So experiment with that as well, and I can guarantee you that you're gonna have a lot of fun and you're gonna end up with a great tone. All right, so that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Massive thanks to Surfy Industries for sending this over. I really, really appreciate it. I'm not getting paid for this video, but I do get to keep the product. And one thing about that is you can take it with a grain of salt, but I do not put products that I don't like on my channel. So if it's a product that I like, I love, I'm gonna put it. If it's a product that I would recommend it to a friend to spend their money on, I would include it on my channel. But if it's something that I don't like, I'm not gonna spend my time doing that, and I'm not gonna do a disfavor to you or to myself by doing that. So with that out of the way, I hope I catch you with the next video. Until then, stay safe and have a good one. Bye-bye.